motorcycle is whatever you want to make it. Turn it on, you can give yourself a real thrill.
Going on, guys? Heading back to the truck now. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. It's beautiful out here, and a lot of these places are getting snowed in, but this one is going to be before too long. In fact, a lot of it already is. Definitely have a tendency to take this two-stroke over all my other bikes, even if it's not well suited to that area, which it is well suited to this area. But even if I'm going to go desert riding, sometimes this bike is just too fun to pass up. People talk about Rekluse clutches, and that's a pretty hot topic right now. And honestly, if you're having fun on a bike, that's all that really matters. If you're having fun on a bike, then you're doing it right. If you're, at the end of the day, if you are not injured, you hurt a little bit, you got muddy or dirty, dusty, got a good workout, and you had a blast doing it, then you did it right. However, now if you are talking about competition, I don't think Rekluse clutches, the auto clutches, should be illegal. The reason for that is you've taken away so much of the rider input that it's no longer a dirt bike, in the sense that this that I'm riding right now is a dirt bike. I have to use the clutch constantly on this bike, and when I'm tired, I don't have an option to just take my hand off. I have to always be working my clutch. Auto clutches don't make you do that, and for that reason I just think that they're too much of an advantage for anybody besides Graham Jarvis. Because if you're extremely fit and conditioned for hard enduro, then maybe a regular clutch would be better, but the auto clutches are basically making your bike an automatic transmission. I mean, there's just a huge benefit to running one in a lot of these enduro style events, and I was there to witness it. I witnessed a lot of people they would get tired and they would just start rolling that thing on. And that's not fair. Half the reason that people are going slower is because they're fatigued. And usually the first thing that fatigues is your clutch hand. And for me, that's how it was. I couldn't even reach for my clutch anymore. And that's my fault. I mean, I should have been training for those conditions. But regardless, if I had an auto clutch, I wouldn't have even had to train for those conditions. So, yeah, I really don't think an auto clutch should be used in competition at all. That said, you know, there's nothing wrong with riding with one, just in general. You can have an auto clutch, you know. If you enjoy riding it, then head on. but I really do think it's too big of an advantage to use in competition. Auto clutches are super expensive, and basically, for those of you who don't know, it basically changes your bike into an automatic. Well, it is what it sounds like, an auto clutch. So like the PW80s, I think, have auto clutches. Basically makes it to where you don't need to give it rider input at any given time. You can just slam on the brakes without pulling on the clutch and your bike won't die. If you stall it, well, you can't stall it. If you go up a hill and you don't make it and you tip over, your bike will still run. You just walk over and grab it, push it up. You don't even need to use the clutch to start again. You just roll on the gas and just start going again. So that's the major benefit. And a lot of people don't like them just because you don't have the control over the power output that you do with a regular clutch. And also you'll have you won't have the ability to bump start your bike with an auto clutch because it'll just roll, it won't engage. They cost quite a bit of money. I think it costs like $1,000, and that's putting it in yourself, I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked into them. I've been doing, I don't know, there are a couple things that I've been considering for my bikes. You know, if you can't beat them, join them. So I wouldn't be against getting an auto clutch, but I don't think they should be allowed. So I mean, I'd be totally for it. If I had an auto clutch and they banned them, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll put the stock clutch back in my bike then. The other thing I've been considering is a steering stabilizer, which is another item that is borderline. You know, it just improves your bike so much that, you know, people without that really don't stand a chance. And obviously, having your suspension professionally tuned, there are so many things that can make your bike superior to other bikes. So you can't ban everything. So when it comes to the stabilizers, I don't see any problem with those being used, but they do make it to where your technique has to be way less of that of a person next to you who is going 50 miles an hour through the desert, because it completely stabilizes your front end for you. However, I have no problem with it. In fact, I might use one eventually. So the auto clutch, that's the one that I have a problem with in competition. It just changes your bike so fundamentally that I don't think that the rider input, I mean, it reduces rider input so much that I don't think there's any coming back from that one. I mean, it gives people such an advantage. And even riders I've heard talk about it say that, well, one specifically said, I just did a hard enduro with an auto clutch and I hadn't ridden with one before. And let's just say I wouldn't have made it half as far as I did if I didn't have the auto clutch. So, there you have it. Fine on your bike, but competition-wise, I mean, maybe have a separate class for them. I don't know. That would separate people out to tiny little classes, though. I know that's not actually doable. Rekluse stuff. I mean, Rekluse as a company makes some really good stuff. They make regular clutches, I'm pretty sure, and also they have really durable clutch covers, and that's just from what I've heard. I haven't actually used them, but you'll see a lot of the pros using the Rekluse clutch covers, and that's just so that they can have that durability. Anyways, that's my opinion on the topic, but do what you want, and I hope you're having fun out there on your bikes. That's the main thing. If you're having fun and you're staying safe, then you've accomplished the mission. So I'll be out here exploring Idaho some more. I'll catch you guys on my next ride. Peace.